This is the 31st Lap Podcast, recorded live in the studios of FingerLakes1.com in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now, your hosts, Rich Post, John Bonas, Mike Mallet, and Chris Marquardt.
Good evening and welcome to the 31st Lap. Hope everybody enjoyed that new intro. That is really cool with the mashup of all the pictures and stuff from where we've been.
How when cool did that happen?
Yeah, really. That's something that we've been working on.
I was waiting for it to say, "Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that much out of time."
Me too. And all of a sudden, the 31st Lap threw you a curveball. How about that?
Is that our friends that did that for us, or is
we're still in discussions with those guys,
with the friends?
I'm really excited for that to happen. We had a couple guys that have we've jumped way ahead of ourselves.
Let's not get to it yet. All right, let's go back.
We should at least let everybody know who it is. Mike Mallet is in studio with John Bonas and myself, Chris Marquardt. Rich's outfit is at the first soccer game of the season for his little girl, so he's going to miss this week. We're coming to you live from the lavish FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, this is the 31st Lap. We're streaming live on FingerLakes1.com. Follow the links on 31stlap.com to see the show as it happens. All brands of racing in and around the Finger Lakes. We're going to be catching up with All-Star Circuit of Champions racer Tim Schaefer, Land of Legends sportsman star Justin Henderson. Jeremy Wilder is going to be on the show. Not to mention, we're going to recap all the week's racing action. We'll conclude with the weekly debate topic. Are purses that are bigger really better? We were talking about that. Jim's been working on putting together a new intro, and we were contacted through Facebook about some fans of the show who knew that we were trying to track down more different license-free, so to say,
stuff we don't ever have to pay for or that we won't get in trouble for.
Right. You pretty much nailed it right there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we were going for. And these guys said, well, we do that kind of stuff. We would love to throw you some stuff. So they've got their own studio, and they're going to put some music together and send it off to us. And
nice.
Hopefully we'll be able to get them some exposure, and they're going to be the official intro band. And how cool would that be when we go on the road?
Official band
to take somebody with us, and have a post race concert at some point.
Do they have a name?
Or not yet. They don't.
We're not gonna give them any exposure until they give us something to use, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, John.
Hey, just checking. You played the music.
That wasn't their music, though.
Oh, it wasn't.
That was our
I got you.
Non-discreet music. We didn't steal that from anybody this week. Music. Man, I really like Metallica, too.
I did notice that Rich and I moved up on a totem pole in the intro.
Yeah, how about that?
Wow.
Yeah, jumped right in there.
Yep.
That's pretty special.
That's all right.
Well, they did it kind of in reverse order, so to say.
I guess so.
Yeah. Least important first.
If you're closest to the top of the list, you're most disposable,
at least
right?
I guess at least I'm not least important.
Well, you're wearing a Mets hat, so that's about the extent of it.
6 games over 500, brother.
Yeah.
Don't knock it.
Hey, how'd they do against the Yankees this past weekend?
Don't worry, we got another weekend coming up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Another week and a half.
What do you call that when you lose 3 games in a row in a 3-game series?
That's called a sweep.
That is called a sweep. That's right. I was just checking.
Don't start yet, buddy. Paybacks are a bitch.
Yeah, it ain't over. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying is what I'm just asking what happened last weekend.
Coming up next weekend.
I was just asking what happened last weekend. That was it. You're lucky I didn't get in your car with a broom today. I mean, I was nice.
Oh, please. You probably don't own one.
No, I have one. I just don't use it. Totally different. I got rid of the maid.
On the plus side, John, and I'm sure you're already aware of this, there's only like 125 games left in the regular season.
Yeah, I know.
We're longer
about
way
100 games left now.
We're longer way into that. It's the Mets are 35-29, so that's
which is better than
games.
than I thought they would.
64 games, I guess.
Wow,
so
we went from
98.
Yeah, all right. We're into baseball, hockey, Stanley Cup just ended. I did cry. Yeah, piss off.
Go.
Oh,
Western
you want to
Conference.
break my balls? What about your hockey team?
That's fine. Where was your team? You don't even have one. You didn't
I don't
even know
follow hockey.
You didn't even know who was playing in the Stanley Cup Finals. He's like, which team won? The Devils? I'm like, no, idiot.
Yeah, so he thought I was breaking his balls. I'm like, I
thought
don't
he
even
was
know.
I thought he was busting my chops. He's like, I don't know. Well, who won? The team from L.A. or whatever they're called.
He got all defensive. I'm like,
I was mad.
Dude, I don't know.
Listen, Martin Brodeur is like my hero. All right? I almost cried when they lost. Yeah. I was watching a game. Every time he gave up a goal, I'm like, ugh.
What's that bumper sticker shit happens?
John, if I may.
Man, you are on a cursing. You got to calm down. Calm down.
We're losing viewers here. Come on, John. Let's be real. That's why
because you're talking about hockey.
John, that's why you're first on the list and not last.
Yeah.
I wasn't first. I was second.
No, you were first. It was John Baumus.
It was Rich Post.
No.
Me.
Do you want to play it over again?
Yes, play it over. I was second.
Actually, this is.
You want to put money on it?
Yes.
This is intriguing to me, Mike. If we could actually digress for a minute, what was it like as you watched that game and
as soon as Bernier
listen, power play.
As soon as Bernier did that, I go, game's over. That's it. Because it's a 5-minute major, and once they score one goal, the wheels are going to come off.
And they scored like 3.
Mm-hmm. No, I knew it. I knew it was coming because momentum is such a huge thing in hockey. You know that. If you watch enough hockey, you know it's momentum. And they gave up that goal, they gave up that penalty. I'm like, well, first off, I won't say what I said when that guy did that because it's not appropriate for the show. Even if we were allowed to curse, I don't even know if I could reenact it because the amount of expletives that were coming out of my mouth as I was yelling at my television. I'm like, what a stupid penalty. I mean, how can you be that stupid in the Stanley Cup Finals to board a guy as blatantly obvious as that? It was just blatantly out. The guy wasn't even close to the puck. Like, what are you doing, idiot?
That was a child you had fantasies of being a big-time hockey player. And
no, because I never played hockey.
Growing up admiring Martin Brodeur, and you've got to see him skate the cups. How devastating was it to see the last game that he's ever going to play as a Devil?
No, he's coming back. He's coming back. Nice try. Might be Zach Parise's last game, but... Anyways, let's get over the hockey so I don't have to start crying on the... You're just trying to make me cry on the air.
Good grief.
How great was Utica, Mike? That's something that you're not going to cry about, right?
Utica was awesome.
Utica,
I loved it. Good night of racing.
All-Star Circuit of Champions were in town.
It was really cool to have the All-Star Circuit of Champions in town.
Sprint car Christmas for Mike out there.
Yeah, I know we had 410s and 305s. The only thing that would have been better was ESS making a 3-division sprint car show. That would have been awesome. But hey... I can't have everything I want. So I thought it was a great night of racing.
It was pretty close, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good night, and of course, who won? I wonder. The Steel City Outlaw, Tim Schaefer. And he'll be on here in a little bit. I think we got a couple minutes yet. Yeah.
We got a few minutes.
I'm excited. It was a good night, great night. I had some fun. As always, I was to the point where, though, I lost my voice by the end of the night. That tells you how good of a night it was at Utica Rome. It was fun to watch. I guess the guy that was the most fun to watch, I was talking to John about this on the way out, was Sean Donath. He ran a 360. Okay,
he had a really good night with it too.
Oh yeah, he was top 5 quickest times. He did go out early, so I'll give him that. But in the feature, he actually took the lead by passing Schaefer and Blaney for the lead, which was pretty awesome because Sean was running the, I guess we can dub it the Sean Donath line, which is way around the top, running up in the, over the bank, so to speak. His right rear tire hanging over the bank. Now,
I won't for reverse camber.
Yeah, so I won't throw tire manufacturers under the bus, but let's just say the tires that ESS runs hold up to that abuse a little bit better than the tires that the All-Stars run, and it lasted about 15 laps, and that was about all she wrote for the right rear tire on Sean's car. But, he still had a good run, and it if you read this week's Area Auto, one of the columnists came up, the guys that cover the sprint cars in central Pennsylvania, and he did talk to Sean, and Sean said, yeah, it's just tires. We just don't use these tires enough. We don't run these tires enough to know.
It doesn't have a lot of laps on them.
Right, and that was the bottom line. So it was good to see. It's fun to see our guys run with the 410s and do well. Jessica, she got second, and Jessica was running a 410.
Right.
Close. She was there. Tim Schaefer was a little bit better. Dale Blaney probably had the car to beat, but he broke. He got the lead back from Sean, and then he ended up breaking while leading, and then Schaefer inherited the lead. And basically Schaefer said, thanks, guys. I'll take this $5,000. Everybody else raced for second. Then it was Jessica Zemkin and, of course, Stevie Smith. So nice to see Stevie Smith. Anybody catch the big news out of there the last couple? I don't know if we talked about it last week or not.
I missed that one.
Well, the guy that was invested in that team, it's the CJB Motorsports / CL Motorsports team.
Yeah, Chris Luck is the CL.
Yeah, not anymore.
Why? What now?
Well, there's a big thing with his investment company.
Oh, Jesus.
Where it might have been a Ponzi scheme going on. So
nice.
They get upset.
That came out last week.
Maybe that's why him and Jason split. Maybe that has something to do with it behind the scenes.
Who knows? But, needless to say, he is no longer the owner of that team. Is now just CJB Motorsports. So I think it's Chad and Jen Clemens that now own that car.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. You didn't see that last week?
No, I didn't know anything about that because I was not well involved, but I dove down deep into that whole thing when he split with Jason, and because they were supposed to start that second team with Stevie as a second driver, additional ride to Jason Myers' team, and all of a sudden in January the whole thing fell apart after they made a big friggin' announcement live on national television on Speed, announced the sponsor.
Oh, I know.
It was whole team, and that was a disaster.
Well, we talked about that when it happened here on the show. I talked about it from Florida. About what happened, and there's more to meets the eyes in that whole thing. And
big time. I wonder if
I'm not going to speculate that. I'm not getting into it, but there was something.
How's the lawsuit stuff coming?
With who? Meyer? No, Jason Sides' lawsuit.
That's settled, right?
That got settled.
He's now a World of Outlaw driver, right?
I don't know if that means
I saw a headline that he's back.
Is he back full time?
I believe so. I should have read the article, but I saw the headline.
I didn't. It just came out yesterday or today? I didn't see much of it today, so. I didn't see it till today. Last night I didn't go to Penn Can, unfortunately. I missed the Clash of the Can. I was under the weather. Like I said, my throat has been killing me since Sunday, so I'm trying to rest up. I got a big weekend this weekend, a couple of nights. We got Lebanon Valley for the Empire Super Sprints on Saturday, and then Utica Rome, obviously, Sunday. So trying to take it easy, and I'm grading Regents exams, and that sucks.
Ooh.
What's ESS? Are they only at the Valley on Saturday? That's it?
That's it this weekend. Just at Lebanon Valley. Yep. Should be a good show. Last year was an awesome show. Had some interesting things happen last year, but Steve Poirier did come from, I believe, 21st to finish 2nd or 3rd, somewhere around there. So it's a good show. It was a good show. So I'm looking forward to it. Plus, hey, you get to see Hearn and Tremont and those guys race. So should be fun. We got all sorts of updates pouring in on the live chat. There's been no confirmation that he's going to run full time World of Outlaws. Yes, I didn't see that.
Okay, I saw the headline and said he was back. I didn't read the article though.
He's back in good graces, or they're back. Let's just say they reached a settlement through a mediator. What it was, I don't think they probably won't release it.
You'll never know it. It's just like how much Jeff Gordon or Carl Edwards make while driving for their respective NASCAR Cup teams. You'll never know what they make.
Never know.
And then Craig Revelle offered some insight for you, and he said that Leaf fans offer Mike no sympathy. So.
Yeah, when's the last time you guys won the Cup? Just asking, Craig. No offense, buddy. I'm pretty sure we've got, 3? The last few years, yeah.
3.
We've been there 4 times.
3, yeah.
We've got 3 cups with Marty Brodeur.
So Craig is listening. I'd like to say, hey, Craig, I did see you wandering around yesterday out in the parking lot at Penn Can. You were too far away, or I would have yelled to you, but you were quite a ways away. But I just want to say, hey.
Thanks for listening.
I wanted to say hi to him yesterday, but he was quite a distance away, so I couldn't yell. So
yeah, what else we got? I mean, this was a good week of racing. There's a lot going on, and this week coming up, there's some good racing coming on.
There's a lot of stuff. This is a very busy month.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I got one more week of regular stuff, and then Ohio, here I come.
It's coming up. It's coming up on 7:30.
Do we want to leave for there?
You want to get?
Do we want to get?
What
Tim
am I going to
do?
I'm going to leave. I'll tell you. As you're getting Tim, I'll talk about what I'm going to do. How's that, Bombas? That okay? All right, good to go. So Bombas is going to go get the Steel City Outlaw. Tim, I love saying that for some reason. I don't know. That's one of my favorite names. Actually, his hometown.
But your tongue always gets in the way of your teeth whenever you say it.
Yeah, no. The Steel City Outlaw. No, I like saying it like that. And I like his hometown. You know what it is? Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. That's just fun to say, too. So I'm... Is there a light out here, Chris? Oh, yeah.
There's a light over... There's a light out there somewhere.
Yeah, good luck. Over by the... Is it over by the...
I think it's over by the elevator.
Possibly.
Wow.
Rich normally knows where it is. Jeez, John.
Oh man, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing.
I know. I had to rip on him a little bit.
He's helping us out, and Rich is off enjoying the soccer game.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know if you follow soccer at all, but the
Euro Cup is that, or is it Euro Cup? Is that what it's called? I don't know. UEFA something. Yep. I know. I've been watching a little bit. I'm a fan of Italy, so I've been watching that. They tied today. Croatia 1-1. So team they should have freaking beat, but hey, it is what it is. I saw Spain destroyed somebody 4-0. So
we're getting some live chat requests. We're going to get to the Tom Ames race. Don't worry, we're going to do.
Oh yeah, we're going to have all that, guys. Don't worry,
we're going to go through. There's a whole bunch of racing stuff that's coming.
We'll talk about it. And like I said, what I got going on here in a couple weeks is next week I'll be up at Can-Am for their special midweek show, and then the following week I'm leaving Sunday after Utica Rome.
Those are the next 2 Thursdays, right?
Yeah, I'll be. Oh no, next Thursday I'll be here. The following 2 I'll be out of here. I'll be out of here next week. I'll be here. Following week, I'm going to be out in Ohio for 5 days.
And it's Mike Mallett's farewell tour with the 31st
No,
lap
it is not. Shut up. Shut up. I'm just going out with the All-Stars. Going to enjoy myself, have some fun. I love sprint car racing, and I love speed weeks. Any type of speed weeks. I normally go to Pennsylvania Speed Week, but it's a different week this year. It's pushed back a week, so I can't go to that because we have so much ESS stuff on the line. So we're going to... What? You all right there, John? Oh, okay. He's going to call him again. Got his voicemail.
That's cool.
He said okay, so I texted him like 3 or 4 times, so we should be good. But we'll get him. If not, we'll keep trying. We'll get him. No big deal. But
Sonny hasn't got the panel signed yet. Bob Thomas and I are taking them Saturday, and Bama said I should try to get them to you guys for you to put on the show.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Fill
to have
us in on that one a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is we had a guy step up. He had a Danny Johnson body that he wanted to donate for the Tom Ames race, so he donated the panels off that car. So we will have those, and those will be done at auction. What we're going to do for the benefit, here's how this is going to work. Obviously, the money is going to go toward the purse, whatever we raise.
Sure.
Well, we have a bunch of little prizes like T-shirts and passes to different tracks and everything like that. We're going to do like I don't know what it's called, a Chinese auction, I guess. I don't know, where you buy tickets, you put your tickets in every bag, and then we'll pull a ticket out for the smaller items.
Right.
Then any of the sheet metal or any of the bigger stuff that we have.
The big ticket items.
I am going to play auctioneer for one night.
Have you done this before?
Never, but I want to try it, so I'm going to go for it, man. What's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to suck at it? Big deal. So
you have no shame, right?
I suck at a lot of things, but I keep doing those. They keep letting me into racetracks announce, so I figure why not? Let's go for it. So I'm going to try the auctioneer
now,
thing.
Have you practiced at all?
No.
You're just gonna
listen,
go.
I watch Storage Wars. How hard can it be?
Well, what happens when somebody in the back corner just at the very end, very last moment goes, yep.
I'll say, all right, so we'll make it 75.
You're going to hammer it, huh?
Hey, why not, man? Go for it. Hey,
I was watching Barrett Jackson last night. I wasn't thinking about you, but I'm going to have a new appreciation for that program.
Yeah, I love Storage Wars. It's a good show. But yeah, so we're going to try to do some auctioning stuff. It's cool. We have the T-shirts on order. I got the artwork today or yesterday. So we should be good to go with that. The artwork looks great. Bob Hilbert's taking care of that for us, so I should have that here pretty soon. Those T-shirts should be in. I believe they're getting printed here soon, so we should have those too. I know people have been emailing me and so on and so forth, and let you know I will ship them to you. I got to see what it's going to cost, and then I'll give you obviously you're going to have the donation for the shirt plus whatever the shipping costs are, etc. So we'll go from there. Didn't get them, John?
No answer. I left a message the first time, but the second time went right to voicemail again.
All right, I'll send him a text right now. Or Chris is going to adjust your camera.
Pick you up just a little bit because we're cutting your head off.
Nice.
Maybe he's. I just sent him a text. We'll see if we get a response.
All right.
We'll give him a couple minutes. Hey, you know what? He's got a big week coming up here. I think I believe they have this weekend off, and then next time they're at 9 nights in a row out in Ohio. So I get to go do 5 of them, which I'm pretty pumped about.
Yeah. When did you say you were leaving?
Monday. I'll be leaving not next the what is it? Sunday after Utica. Not this Sunday. Next Sunday after Utica.
A week from Monday you leave.
Week from Monday. Yes, a week from Monday I'll be leaving, heading out, be out there all week. Then I'll hit Merrittville on Saturday night on the way home. Then Sunday I'll be at Utica Rome. Then we'll have Monday off. Then Tuesday I'm at Rolling Wheels for the Empire Super Sprints. Wednesday, not sure where I'm going yet. Thursday I'll be at Shangri-La 2. And then Friday I'm up at Mohawk International Raceway with the Empire Super Sprints. Saturday I'm at Can-Am. Then Sunday I'm back at Utica Rome. And then Monday summer school starts.
I want to apologize to everybody that's at home that I just made seasick, because the only way that I could tell where I was putting the camera was when I put it up on the screen, and I just went way up and way down.
Are you goofing things up?
No, I'm just adjusting things that I didn't get done earlier. We got all sorts of stuff. There's a contact at KKR that says that Jason Sides is full-time World of Outlaws, and there's a report of a signed checkered flag with all the World of Outlaws sprint drivers.
Yes, from Rolling Wheels Raceway, we do have that.
How cool is that?
Will be donated, so... that's all part of the main attraction, the main raffle. So or not the raffle. That's the auction. Like we were talking about, I will be doing the auction.
I missed part of the conversation because I was out there with the body panels that Sonny/Kimmy has.
Yeah, we got them.
She mentioned to me last night. I thought it was a great idea of
bringing one and putting it back here. It would be pretty cool.
Picking them up here to give to you, and then putting them on display.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be
cool. All right, so I got a text out to Schaefer. Hopefully, I reminded him at 6:00 too.
Well, we'll try again in a couple minutes.
Yeah, just give him a couple minutes.
We'll let it breathe for a
Maybe
minute. You want to get the results through?
Yeah, let's do the results.
I mean, we can pull that stuff down.
Let me grab that. Go ahead.
Probably want this first, right?
All right, here we go. Accord Speedway. Guess who won?
Andy Bacchetti.
Yeah, 7 in a row. I think it is now.
7 in a row.
Yes,
Albany Saratoga.
Man,
last week. Guess who won?
Stuart Friesen.
Wasn't Brett Hearn.
No, it wasn't Brett Hearn. Shocker. Mike Perotti. It was a strange top 5, but Mike Perotti.
Now, that was not going to be the first name that I came up with.
That we're taking some time.
Brett, I believe, finished 19th in that race.
Brett did?
Yeah, I almost think he said he got lapped or he was going to be lapped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Airborne Park Raceway, modifies on the pavement, George Foley. Big Diamond Raceway, wasn't Dwayne Howard.
No, it was not.
Jeff Strunk, USAC show went to Chris Wyndham. Black Rock Speedway had a couple of races this weekend, and it was Chris Daugherty picking up both wins. Brewerton Speedway, Matt Shepard. Bridgeport, the Quaker Shaker, Rick Laubach. Brockville, Patty O'Brien. Can-Am, rained out. Canandaigua.
We got somebody on the line. Hey, this is the 31st lap.
Pardon me?
This is the 31st lap. How can I help you?
31st lap? Is it Chris?
Yes, it is.
Are you working?
I am.
At Lakeland?
No.
They're not listening, are they?
Oh. No, we're in the middle of a radio show right now, Paul.
Can I call you tomorrow morning? Will you be at work?
I sure will.
I will then, do I? I'll bother you now.
We'll talk to you soon.
That's awesome.
Not a listener.
That's funny right there.
Nice.
Okay, getting back to it, Canandaigua, Matt Shepard. Chemung Speedrome, Jimmy Zacharias, Delaware, Jamie Mills.
How are we going to top that?
Duntire, rained out. I'm just going to keep going and pretend it didn't happen. 5 Mile Point, Kevin Bates. Fonda Speedway, guess who won? The guy we're going to have on a little while, Jeremy Wilder.
Yes.
Tommy Sears Jr. won at Fulton Speedway. Matt Shepard won at Glen Ridge on Sunday afternoon. Grandview Speedway was Jared Miller and Brian Clausen in the USAC show. Hagerstown Speedway, Joel Lavelle. I-88, Chad Cook. Lebanon Valley, first-time winner for J.C. Flack. Lernerville, Danny Holtgraver won the sprint cars, actually won 2 this weekend. Alex Free, the late models, and Brian Swartzlander won the modifieds. Lincoln was Danny Dietrich with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. Merrittville, Mohawk, rained out. And let me tell you, Mohawk, quarter-size hail, man.
Yeah, I saw the photos.
It was crazy.
Saw the photos and some video footage.
I mean, I felt like I was on Storm Chasers. It was freaking insane. I'm looking at the sky, and we're doing the intro for the DVD, for the ESS DVD, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a wall cloud, because I've seen enough Storm Chaser episodes to know what a wall cloud is, and I'm like, that's a wall cloud, and it just kept coming towards us. I'm like, kind of creepy. Well, come to find out, there was actually a tornado across the river in Cornwall.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was...
I know Miller had a nice time with it, too.
Yeah, and it's funny, as I'm walking down through the pits, it starts sprinkling, and all of a sudden, whap, in the head, I'm like, ow!
Who's throwing crap?
What the hell was that? And then all of a sudden I hear ting, 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 and it's quarter-size hail. It was insane. So, yeah, that was kind of fun. Not fun because we got rained out, so it kind of sucked driving all the way up there.
Hailed out.
Yeah, no, it rained because we got the track almost back in, and then it rained again, and then that was that. Newbridge Speedway race Thursday night. The Doctor, Danny Johnson, Brian Clausen was your winner. Orange County Fair Speedway rained out. Ashwegan Speedway, they got all the heats in, but they rained out. Oswego Speedway, Dave Danzer. Penn Can Speedway regular show, Brett Tonkin won on Friday night, and last night, $10,000 to the Doctor, Danny Johnson. Out of Port Royal Speedway, they ran USAC on Saturday, Damian Gardner. Raceway 5, Ricky Newton. Ransomville, Tommy Flanagan. Sealands Grove, TJ Stutz. Shangri-La 2, rained out. Sharon Speedway, Brian Swartzlander. Skyline, Nick Nye. Spencer Speedway, ROC event, Darren Schur. Thunder Mountain, ROC Sportsman, Jeff Crambo. Eddie White won the regular show. Utica Rome Speedway, Stuart Friesen picked up the victory. The All-Star winner, Tim Schaefer. Williams Grove Speedway, Brian Lepo won the one race that he has run in the Zemco car. He was a one race deal for them. And he picked up the win on Friday night with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. So good for him. Woodhull rained out.
So is that a debate topic that we need to get into at some point? Is it quality of car or is it quality of driver?
I think we'll go with that at some point.
Yeah, we got to do that. I mean, that's a great example of having a really good car and being able to do big things with it.
You want to try Schaefer again? Let's see if he answers this time.
Yeah, let me get through my results.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Pocono, Joey Logano. Just after I've been ripping on him so bad, too. And then he wins. I'm like, oh, dang it. Yeah. Now I sound like such a jackass.
I got to calm down now till we finally want to race.
I know.
It's been like, race.
I know. We can't pick on him anymore.
Outright, he won a race.
What the heck? Jeez, why didn't I go and win a race for? Camping World Trucks were at Fort Worth. Johnny Sauter. And I know you'll like this, John. K&N Pro Series. Cal Larson picked up the win.
That was a week ago.
Yeah.
The last one was Cale Conley.
Okay, Cale Conley, there we go. So I might be a little behind, but hey, I'm doing the best I can.
That's
here.
A week old.
Lucas Oil, Late Model Dirt Series, World of Outlaws, they were all at the Eldora.
Dream.
Yeah, and it was Shane Clanton picking up the win. Yep. I already mentioned the All-Star, Schaefer, Dietrich, Lepo. World of Outlaws, Brad Sweet picked up a win, and so did Kerry Madsden at the Knoxville race.
That was cool to see Brad.
Yeah, Brad's first World of Outlaw victory.
Yeah.
And the Patriots were off, and obviously we got rained out. We got rescheduled. Well, not rescheduled. We're on the schedule for July 6th now at the Mohawk International Raceway. There's mine. Nice. What do you got, John?
You already mentioned the USAC Eastern Storm. USAC.
Sorry, I stole your thunder there.
No, that's fine. USAC West Coast Sprints. Hanford, California was Bud Kading. Last night was night 1 of Indiana Midget Week at Gas City, Indiana. Darren Hagen
Midget Week
won there. Yeah. Oh, I'd
like to go to that sometime.
I'm
sure that's pretty cool
to be there right now. ARDC, they participated
rather than sitting on the couch
for a couple of nights with the USAC guys. The night at Grandview was
stilts.
Yep.
The night at Grandview last week was Alex Bright for ARDC. Williams Grove, they ran on Friday. Tim Buckwalter won, and then they were with USAC again at Port Royal Saturday. Trevor Kobolars won that show. ASCS National Tour, they were at Eagle Raceway in Nebraska Friday and Saturday, and Brady Bacon swept the weekend, and that's 3 in a row for him now.
You're not wearing your Brady Bacon shirt?
Nope.
Can't believe it.
I had it on. I had it on Friday and Saturday.
I know you did.
I had a Brady shirt on both nights.
He hasn't washed it since he bought it.
I've got like 6 of them, so I've got plenty.
I'm sure.
I got one for every day.
Yeah, he's won 6 of them.
He's won 3. He's won 3 straight now, and he's 5 points out of the lead. So I'm psyched.
Did you catch that? Let me read that bite. I got one for every day. I've got 6 of them now.
Yep.
I've got a hoodie too.
Oh, okay, all right. We were talking shirts, but hey, go ahead.
Actually, you know what? I don't even know how many I got. It's probably it's like 6 or 7. So
whatever helps you count.
Yeah.
Listen.
Did you catch anything on the fires this weekend?
Yeah,
Big alcohol fire at Oswego, and then there was another Mod Light fire.
I heard something about a fire at Oswego.
Yeah, I was at Fulton, but I didn't
about it.
I didn't see much of what happened because I was in the pits talking to Tom Sears and Tim Sears Jr. And I just saw the flame or the smoke and then some flames, and that wasn't good. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. The car was pretty burned up, though.
I was at Oswego the Saturday before.
The fire truck wouldn't start. Or they
had an issue with the fire. Well, what happened is they normally have one fire crew that's there every week. Well, they had something going on at their firehouse, and they always get a replacement. Well, something happened with the replacement. Something happened with the truck, and as a result, fortunately, nobody got hurt. And it's just one of those deals. The guys that are normally there do an outstanding job of Fulton Speedway. I believe it's Volney that's normally there. They do an amazing job. Mm-hmm. And they had some issues again. They had they take a couple nights off a year where they go and do some things, but track management has said that they're going to make sure from here on out that they don't have that issue again.
Right.
So
I was not to get off topic, but you mentioned Oswego. I was at Oswego the Saturday before for Mr. Andretti's debut.
Yeah,
it didn't go very well.
No, I heard there were some issues there.
Well, he had an issue. Yes.
Yeah. Well, what he stuffed it into the pit wall, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it was in the front stretch fence right in front of where I was sitting. As they were pushing the cars off, they weren't even all pushed off yet. He had been pushed off and was running around, and there were other cars still waiting to be pushed off. And I didn't see how it started. All of a sudden, you heard this crash. You look, and there he was, and wound up in the fence right in front of us. So they hadn't even got all the cars fired yet for the race.
Well, it happens.
Yep.
So I don't know what led to how he ended up in the fence, but it didn't go well.
I've seen stranger things.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Cars out of control, bouncing through.
But when it happened, of course, naturally, I thought of you. I'm like, oh boy, wait till he hears this. We'll probably never get him on here now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Actually, we have a pretty good streak. Whoa, this chair goes up. Wow. Don't push back, man. Woo. I was just busting my butt going over backwards. That would have been freaking awesome.
What is this, like our first day?
I've never sat in this chair. You know what's funny? I'm rotating around. I'm just trying every chair out to see how it goes. I like this chair, too. I think Bombs has got the best seat in the house, though. Yeah, I'm going to take some crap on there for that. And don't let Rich know this chair reclines. He might never leave. This chair's comfy.
He knows it reclines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
this chair's awesome, man.
He's mentioned that before.
So
he's mentioned that before.
So when's your next Derby?
July 14th.
All right, so you got some time.
Yep. We were down in Maryland last Saturday.
Yeah, how did that go?
It was a long drive. I did the ride solo, which was a little tough.
Oh, those suck, man.
I've been there. Pennsylvania's a long state, dude.
It's so boring. 5 hours or 6 hours by yourself in a car.
Yep.
And I don't care. I mean, you might bring your iPod or whatever, but when you're I usually try to look and search for some sports radio or something. The sports talk radio, for some reason, always makes it go quicker. You can listen to a radio, or your iPod and the music. It is not the same.
No, you're right. You're exactly right. I was having a heck of a time. Let's see. We went down to Arcadia in Maryland back in May, and that ride was a killer. It was.
Want me to call Jeremy right now? Yeah.
It was. Go ahead and call Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep working on Schaefer.
That ride was brutal, and I had somebody else lined up to go with me down to Arcadia here last weekend. They bailed on it. So when I found out they were bailing, I re-upped my Sirius satellite radio subscription, and that helped the ride go a little faster. You know what else was the incentive? That as I'm getting closer, I'm going further south. I'm finding gas for like $3.35.
Oh, you know what's funny though? You think that's cheap, but come on, $3.35, dude.
It's
sucks.
Yeah, I mean it's still 30 cents cheaper than.
Yeah, I know. It saves you like $3 when you fill up. But
got down there, and there were 2 Derby cars, which was a challenge. Which was twice as many as they had back in May, because they had none in May, and they took some of the junk run cars. And they ran those 5 together. But the junk runs were cool.
Yeah.
It was way better. They did 3. It was weird because usually when you go to any type of racetrack, there's a series of heats
right
leading up to a feature. Mm-hmm. They had about 8 to 10 cars per division, and the heavyweights, which is like S10s and Blazers and minivans and stuff like that, they had about 12 of those. And instead of doing heats leading up to a feature, they did 3 15-lap races.
Okay.
And the overall winner of the night was the person with the best average finish.
Oh, nice.
So that was kind of different. It put some incentive to it, and it was cool. I mean, it was definitely something that I'll turn it on.
So what'd you get, Jeremy? Okay, we got Jeremy.
We got Jeremy Wilder.
Huh?
Burkhardt's there too.
Oh, Burkhardt's there. Great. Great.
We got. Let me get the microphone setting right.
Okay.
So that we can chat a little bit with Jeremy Wilder. Jeremy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I sure can.
All right, good deal, Jeremy. Thanks for joining us here on the 31st lap. First things first, right off the top, how about the weekend?
It was a hell of a weekend. We had a great run at Fonda Saturday night for the win, and then we came back and kind of topped it off with a nice second place finish up to the Ridge on Sunday night.
So, Jeremy, what's it mean to finally get in the record books as a winner down at the Fonda Speedway?
Oh, I mean, it's really unreal. I mean, I talked to Rick Lucia a little bit after the race, and he kind of shouted out some stats there that were pretty amazing stats. I mean, just to join some of the names that are down there, it's kind of unbelievable. I mean, I think myself, I just got started. These are guys I watched growing up when I was go-kart racing and stuff like that, and thinking, boy, it'd be cool to race against them, be like them, stuff like that. And then to get a win at Fonda, it's not even. It's kind of just a dent in what some of them guys have even accomplished and done throughout the years, and it's just nice to add my name to that list.
You've had a pretty good season so far. Would you say this is your best season to date? You got a win up the Ridge already, and now a win down at Fonda Speedway.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, we've had a couple of bad luck breaks this year, and that's kind of really put a damper on us in the beginning of the season. We had a couple DNFs, and then we rolled over there at Fonda, but kind of we've rebounded from all that, and we got to win the week after that at the Ridge, and then came back, and we had some motor trouble there a couple weeks, so we ran our small block at Fonda and got our big block back, and then to come out like that is says a lot for our race team to where we're at, and just to be able to rebound from things like that's nice.
Now you mentioned something we don't hear all that often on the show. You won at Fonda Speedway with a big block,
right?
Yeah, it's everybody said that, but I mean, I look at past seasons. I mean, Bobby's always ran a big block there, and I think that I think big blocks and small blocks are on a fairly level playing field there. I mean, I do notice the small blocks doing better when it's a little bit slipperier, but for the most part, there's always a little bit of bite left in the track, especially because the modifieds get to run first usually, and there's always a good top lane, a good bottom lane, and I like running the big block of Fonda. I mean, you can really, once you get your momentum up and a longer race, especially later on in the season, we have the 40-lappers and the 60-lappers and that kind of stuff. When you get the big block rolling, it really, I don't know if it's any better than a small block, but I guess it's just personal preference. I kind of like a big block better at Fonda.
Now, I know you're one of the guys that supports the Ridge week in and week out. Do you like the Sunday switch to run in Sunday nights, or did you prefer the Friday night deal?
I think it was really the only choice that they had. I mean, Malta coming back to dirt was huge, and everybody knew it was going to be. And it's just a shame that a lot of guys jumped ship, kind of. I mean, not really, but I don't know. Malta's a great place. I have nothing against it, but the Ridges, they're really doing their best, Mike and Jake, to keep everybody happy and do what they have to do. I mean, the track's been a little rough early in the season, but being there the whole season, I've seen that it's gotten 200% better in the last few weeks, and they're working their tails off up there to give us a good racetrack week in, week out, and I think the switch to Sundays is probably it was really their only choice. It was kind of a last resort, and then with Sol putting up the extra money for these big money races, I mean, it's drawing guys like Matt Shepard and Andy Bicchetti and Kenny Tremont back, so it's nice to have guys race. It's a shame we lost Stewart, but we gained a couple other good guys also, so it's nice to be able to race against those guys.
So I don't really think that we ever got an answer to that question. That was a really, really good middle of the road answer.
I didn't race any place on Sunday night, so it really didn't affect me all too much.
There we go.
There,
kind of gave us Friday nights off. It kind of opened up some other stuff for us to race. Like next week, Mohawk has a race on Thursday night, and I'm assuming they have a regular show on Friday night, so we're going to try and make it to that. But yeah, I like to switch overall to Sundays. Like I say, it really didn't affect me. More so guys like Stewart and Bobby it really affected. And, I mean, them guys had to make choices, and they did what they did, and I'm sure it was just all business decisions.
You know anything? Did you check out Jeremy's website?
No, I have not.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you got to see it.
It's nice.
Where did the DIRT Rockstar nickname come from?
To be honest with you, I'm really not 100% sure.
It's got to be the hair.
Just something that kind of came to be, and Butch might have come up with that on his own. He's always coming up with different stuff, kind of keeping everybody in tune with everything, and I don't know, it probably had something to do with the hair, and I don't know, everybody just says it, and usually I get Surfer Boy instead of Rockstar, but I don't know, it just kind of something that came to be, I guess.
You seen those things you can put on the helmet so it looks like you got a mohawk? You going to get one of those?
No, I'm not getting one of those. I think those things are the
dumbest. Again, we're chatting here with Jeremy Wilder on the 31st lap winner this past Saturday night down at the Fonda Speedway. So I know it rained on and off on Saturday night. So were you one of those guys sitting in the pits going, thankfully, and pretty happy about that weather?
Well, I certainly wasn't complaining at all. I mean, we checked the radar a couple times. We knew it was just patch and showers, and being we did good in the heat race, I knew we had a good start position. I didn't realize at first that it was going to be on the pole, but I knew it was going to be right up front, and just to have that little drizzle. I mean, the track was heavy to begin with because I think I can't really remember, but I think we may have had some rain earlier on that day, but that just helped the track out, helped Rick out, keeping the moisture in it, and then that little drizzle we had between the heat race and the feature just kind of sealed the deal and gave us a great racetrack. It was a very, very fast racetrack. There's been very few times where I've been on Fonda when it's been that fast.
You gotta love Fonda Speedway when it's fast like that. I know. I like when you get that little bit of shower right before the feature. I don't care where I'm at. You get that little bit of shower. You know, there's nothing better than
right, like what we had at Utica on Monday, Memorial Day.
Hey, Chris, I just got a picture that says Justin Henderson is on right now. Is that what it says on the?
Yeah. I hit the wrong slide and I got it fixed when he was talking about. When he was talking about the Fonda, I'm thinking Fonda. This is CMP. Fonda's not. Oh, man.
Okay, all right. Yeah, don't worry about us, Jeremy. We're we're taking care of it.
It's pretty much our 30-second episode, but it's the first day every day. You know?
So, Jeremy, as we go forward here in 2012, what's your goal now? You got feature wins at both tracks. How many more times do you think you guys are going to be able to get the victory lane?
Well, everybody's really, the competition's so tough now. I mean, it's really anybody's race on any given night. I mean, definitely when we're given starting positions up front, you really, really got to take advantage of those because, I mean, with the handicap, the next couple of weeks, I mean, if you come home with a couple of top 5 finishes, I mean, you're starting deep in the field now. And so, I mean, on any given night, it's a different guy could win. And I don't know, my goal is just to keep on doing what we've been doing all season, just stay consistent the rest of the season. And kind of at Glen Ridge, we're actually somewhat in the points hunt now, so we can kind of take a look at that and just keep being consistent up there and keep our nose clean and stay out of any things that come along the way and just overall just be consistent and maybe get a couple more wins.
Jeremy, I got to ask you, what's the deal with the pizza logs at Glen Ridge?
Well, I don't know. It all originated with the Berkey and the Scarborough deal, but I get along with John, and like I say, Berkey's on my pit crew, and
I feel sorry for you.
It's just all one of those deals that kind of, you try to stay away from. And Berkey, I don't know. And then when I win, Berkey says the only time he'll buy them is when I win. So the first thing I say when I get out of the car to Berkey is go get me some pizza logs. That's kind of what the deal is there.
Yeah, that's a fortunate move right there, because when you think about it, most racetracks, by the time the modified feature is over with, the concession stands have already shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
right.
That's
usually I end up getting them the next day.
Pizza logs are available outside of racetracks?
Yeah. No, because they're on sale both at the Ridge.
Fonda and Glen Ridge.
And the Ridge and Fonda, so you can get them at both tracks.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, it's a Mohawk Valley thing. Well, it's Western New York / Mohawk Valley. You can get them at Utica Rome too if you really want them. But
I had them at Canandaigua before.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still
Weed Sport back when it was open had them rolling.
Yeah. Boy, we've been all gambits here with Jeremy.
I got one more question. Right. Jeremy, you mentioned Berkey he's part of your team. Is he the mascot?
No, Berkey's not the mascot. Berkey's our fuel man. Berkey, he comes up week in, week out, and he really does a lot for us. Sometimes he has a few slip-ups, but overall he's pretty good at what he does.
For those of you that don't know, John and I grew up in the same town as Berkey, so
Jeremy.
Yeah, and Jeremy. So we know these guys pretty well. So that's why Balmus and I are busting chops a little bit more than normal here.
Hey, Jeremy, how do you feel about passing points?
Yeah, here we go.
Jesus Christ.
How do I feel about what?
Yeah, see, exactly.
Exactly.
We're making. Now that's a way of making fun of Balmus. So that's what we're doing there.
Trying to help you out because everybody keeps picking on you. I was trying to
pick on somebody else.
We're not picking on him. We're picking on Burkhart.
Yeah, which is what you do. That's what we
say. Passing points.
Passing points. Yeah.
I don't know what passing points are.
No real racer does, right?
Yeah. Oh, brother.
I guess.
Good grief.
Tell him Balmus will explain it to you someday. Okay.
Yes, I will. I will explain it to you one day.
But not now.
Not now. Jeremy, why don't you tell us a little bit about your website? Do you have a fan page on Facebook? Do you have a Twitter yet? Give the fans at home. We'll let them know where they can find you.
I have my own website. It's jeremywilder22j.com. Butch takes pretty good care of that. He's usually pretty up to date on it. When we get traveling around, things get a little bit slow sometimes. It takes some catching up, but I have my own Facebook. It's just my name. I don't really have a fan page for it. It's just kind of me and my friends and family on it, and we kind of shoot shit back and forth. And I like to put things on there about racing, especially when we're on the road, to kind of keep people up to date. I know a lot of people go on there and look at that kind of stuff, so try to keep it pretty professional on there. I mean, me and my friends always have a good time on it. But and as far as the Twitter, I don't have a Twitter. I'm not really a social network butterfly, so to say, just yet.
Oh, we all love the Twitter. That's one of the things we ask everybody, and it's funny. It's either people love Twitter or they hate Twitter. They're like, I don't need that crap. But, Jeremy, one more thing. We always want to let people have a chance to thank their sponsors, so we know you got a few. Why don't you go ahead and thank them?
I'd like to thank Roosevelt's. They've done a lot for me over the years, and JJS Trucking. They really, really do a lot for me throughout the whole season, on and off the track. And Greco's, Napa, and Speed Shop, they do a lot for us in the parts department. I mean, they're right close to us, and it's just convenient for us there. And Jason and Frank do a great job down there, always trying to help when they can. And I just want to thank my crew, my friends, and my family. They all bust their tails week in, week out, and it's just a pleasure to have everybody, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
We sure do appreciate you coming on, Jeremy. We look forward to catching up with you here soon.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll catch you later.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. So again, Jeremy Wilder, Fonda Speedway victor now.
He has. You've seen his posse. When you go anywhere that Jeremy is racing, he has like the biggest posse following him around. There are Wilder shirts everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, I got to hang out with them in Florida a little bit this past year. It was fun. Went out to dinner with his dad and stuff. So
great family.
We had a good time. Yeah, it was a heck of a lot of fun down there.
Now I put my headset back on and get blown out because
I know because you had it so loud. It's got to be cool for a younger racer, like Jeremy, to go out and get that big win at Fonda Speedway. I mean, you look, he mentions, talking to Rick, and I'm sure Rick has mentioned the names of guys that have won. I mean, you look at Jack Johnson, Dave Lape, Lou Lazzaro, Bill Wimble. I mean, you go back to the history. I mean, Richard Petty has raced at the place. I mean, the king of NASCAR, the king of the Outlaws, Steve Kinser's raced. I mean. Everybody and anybody has raced at Fonda Speedway.
In our world of modified racing here in New York State, it's one of the crown jewel race car.
Hence why it's called the track of champions.
Racetrack. It is. So if you win there, it's a big thing in our area. It may not be huge in New Mexico or something.
Yeah, but
it is here
for New York State. Fonda Speedway is a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of those tracks that every week, even though I'm not there, I always want to know who won. I'm always getting updates from somebody somewhere, so I know who won at Fonda Speedway.
Yeah,
I still do that with Middletown too. I know people don't like Middletown, but I always want to know who won at Middletown. It's just those are like the two tracks. And I'm like, who won?
Right.
But that's me.
Just a quick programming note to clarify something we touched on earlier. We have a correction coming in from north of the border. Mohawk is racing only Thursday. They're not racing Friday. So.
Oh, okay.
That's coming from.
That's for Jeremy.
That's for Jeremy. Okay.
He was thinking about doing a double. It sounded like.
Yeah. Yep. So okay, we got that.
But again, just to fill in everybody, this is the 31st lap. We go live to tape every Thursday, and Bomas is escaping from me one more time. You gotta give me some forewarning. You're gonna take off there, guy. This is the 31st lap. We go live to tape every Thursday night, and the show is up almost immediately after, so be sure to check us out. If you don't keep the late hours, be sure to visit fingerlakes1.com on Friday, or visit podcast.fingerlakes1.com. There's a host of podcasts available, including The Sauce, starring Tony Sometimes, local music coverage on the evolution of Eric Jensen, Tiffany Collinsworth, Finger Lakes Look Ahead, and the Sports Talk, Jocks, Dog, and Polly. They go up every Wednesday. If you want to see it as it happens, visit fingerlakes1.tv. Look up the 31st lap. If any of our listeners want to call in, feel free to ring us at 315-729-3999.
I actually had a friend call us last week, and you didn't answer it.
I did not.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you about that because I talked to him on the phone when I was at work.
Oh, okay,
this
did
week.
you?
Yeah, I did. I called him back because down in Virginia, Shenandoah County,
right,
is the 540. That's where I used to live down there. The 540. Right. So I saw the 518, and I don't know why.
Oh, you put two and two together and thought it was for somebody from down there?
But I defaulted it was that it was somebody from down there because I've been talking with Brent Snyder a little bit, who's a Derby guy down there, who wanted another copy of Shenandoah, and we've been going back and forth. So I just figured he was calling again to give me an update to tell me that his check's in the mail again for like the 5th time, and I totally dismissed it. And
he texted or called me and he goes, "What was up with that? I tried calling the show." So
yeah.
So Mace, sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah, I definitely dropped the ball on that one. That was definitely my mistake. But on the other hand, we got lucky enough to where one of the lawnmower clients that we have up in Macedon called my cell phone tonight in the middle of the show.
Oh, Henderson. Okay.
Well, we're flying right along with our interviews here. We got
Justin Henderson
joining us on the line here. We're going to go ahead and get this.
The correct logo up
ID.
Here.
We're going to cue that up because nobody likes to be wrong twice in the same night, but I don't remember what number I put it on. Yeah, there we go.
All right, you got there we go.
Yeah, so I think this one is already going smoother than the one with Jeremy.
Yeah,
Justin,
we got the right name up.
Yeah, well, Justin, welcome to the 31st lap.
Hey guys, how you doing this evening?
We're doing just fine. Thanks for joining us here. First thing that we want to talk to you about is, the win a couple weeks ago when you were flying the 31st lap colors.
2 wins.
We're thrilled with that.
We're pretty happy about it. Posty's been a good longtime friend of ours. We listen to your guys' show, so we're proud to be a part of it.
Well, he couldn't make it out tonight. He's over at a soccer game. You're not calling from fieldside, are you? Over there watching the soccer game too, are you?
No, soccer's not my sport.
It's Rich's now, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice.
I could see Rich being a soccer hooligan.
I can't. Now you call him a hooligan. I mean, I'm assuming you don't think he's going to play soccer, though. I'm just throwing that out there.
No. I don't think Rich is going to be playing any sports.
No.
Football, maybe.
So.
Football, maybe.
He might be
linebacker.
I mean, how's
I really wouldn't want to be on the opposite side of the scrimmage, on the line of him.
Is it any advantage to you knowing the security staff over there at Canandaigua Motorsports Park?
I've known Rich a lot longer than he's been at Canandaigua. Actually, when I was bartending in Canandaigua at the lumberyard, Rich was one of my security guards there. So, yeah, it's always a good thing to know your security guys, make sure they're on your side. But hopefully we don't have to deal with security in that fashion ever.
How are things going over there at Canandaigua Motorsports Park this year? I mean, you look like you guys are having a pretty decent season.
Yeah, we've been having a pretty good season. Other than the first 2 weeks, we had some misfortunes those weeks, but track's been fast. Car's been real good. The competition is just outrageous this year. Everybody's just so good. We've got so many guys that are just at the top of their game right now that you have to show up week after week, with your best stuff, or you're going to be 10th, 15th place car.
How tough is the sportsman division over there? I mean, you touched on something right there. You have to be on top of your game. I mean, there's so many cars that are capable of winning with the way that we talked about this a couple weeks ago with the handicapping program. If you don't bring your A game, you're not going to be able to get to the front.
No, I mean, on an average week, we start anywhere between 10th and 15th just because of that handicapping that you're talking about. And, instead of when it used to be when there was only maybe 5, 7 cars that were on any given night capable of winning, where you could take a couple laps, let the field sort out, and then charge to the front. Now it's 25 laps of go as hard as you can, because if you don't go, they're going.
Who are some of the top guys over there that you really enjoy racing with? You talk about how stacked the field is. At the same time, when you walk around the pit area, there's a lot of camaraderie, a lot of people working back and forth and things like that. And that's not exclusive just to the sportsman division. That's all the divisions over there at Canandaigua. Who are some of the guys that are really good to race with?
I'm very fortunate. I've grown up racing against my father, and I consider my dad probably one of the best sportsman racers to come out of New York State. And, it's fun racing with family, but, at the end of that night, you're still putting on a helmet, and he's just another competitor. But, you got guys like Dan Wiesner, Eric Jukir, a couple guys that have moved up. Justin Wright was always fun to race with. You got the 4 or 5 Guerreris now that are running. It's a stacked field all the way around, and it's fun to be able to race with these guys. I've been racing with them for 7, 8, 9, 10 years now. My dad's been racing with half of them for well over 15 years, so there is definitely that camaraderie, but at the end of the day, it's, we're there to win. We're not there to be friends at the end of the night.
I mean, you've been around it long enough to where I think this is a fair question. You look at what the sportsman cars are now versus where they were 8, 10 years ago. How much has that division changed, and what's it take to keep a sportsman car on the track now compared to how it was in that same time frame?
My car is a brand new 2012 Fit now with best of everything on it. We had Randy put together a new car for us this winter because we wanted to be at the top of the game. If you're coming out there with, multi-year-old cars that have been raced a considerable amount, it's a good way to start, but it's not going to let you get to the front. You're going to have the new equipment. You got to have light stuff. Basically, when the sportsman class started, it was 6 cylinders and a couple-year-old cars that the modified guys used to run. It's not that anymore. It's new engines every year. It's lightweight drive components. It's the best of the best everything, or you're going to be a 10th, 15th place car, unfortunately.
With the inception of the crate motor that was designed to run several seasons consecutively, and basically all you had to do was change the oil in it, why is the sportsman class having to buy new engines every year?
Well, the big thing is the content of ethanol in fuel nowadays. If you try and run pump gas, we had been for years on the old design engine, no problems. You could put pretty much anything through it, and it was bulletproof. We bought a brand new motor for my car last year. The first 2 weeks, we blew up 2 brand new motors because of the, ethanol content in fuel, which unfortunately made us have to switch to the D98 VP fuel. Not that it's a bad fuel by any means, but it's, $8.25 comparative to the $4 a gallon we were paying at the worst case scenario. So that pretty much effectively doubled your normal budget on any evening. So, we can blame a lot of different things, but if you maintain your engines, you take care of them, you'll get a couple seasons out of them, but it's not like it was when, everything was running well on the pump gas, and you could go 4 or 5 years changing your plugs, changing your oil, and that was all the maintenance you needed to do.
Where is Chevrolet and the crate engine program in terms of catastrophic engine failures that are tied to ethanol content? I mean, do they help you out, or is it they just, wow, man, it's that's some bad luck, and
sucks
you're on your own?
Yeah.
Oh, what most people don't know is GM Performance Parts is not even affiliated to Chevrolet anymore, other than the bow tie and the GM name. It's been sold or outsourced to a different company that actually manufactures all the GM Performance crate engines.
Wow,
we learned this when we went through this hassle last year at the beginning of the year. Not that they're bad people, because they're willing to work with you, but at the same time, they're doing this nationwide with guys. So they're not as lenient as it was when there was only a couple divisions running these. I was actually the first person to run a crate motor in a Sportsman Modified in 2005 or 2006 when it came around, and it made 6 laps because the harmonic balancers that they put on them were junk, and it completely rattled itself to pieces.
Has the crate engine taken some of the ingenuity out of it for the Sportsman division, or has it done what it was intended to do and reduce the cost by taking the guesswork out of your power plant and letting you either invest the money elsewhere or operate on a smaller budget?
There's definitely not operating on a smaller budget. We're just spending it on other things now. Shocks, tires, driveline components, things that now give you, instead of the big horsepower numbers, are just shaving off hundredths of seconds. But it's what everybody's doing, and if you want to be up front, you're going to have to keep up with everybody. But going to the crate motor definitely did its job. The crate motor is a great program. 99% of the time they're bulletproof. They have enough power. I mean, we're only running within 1 second of a $35,000, $40,000 big block, and we're spending $3,108 to get a new engine.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't complain with that. Can't complain with that at all.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
No.
Would you be inclined to drive other divisions, or are you happy where you are right now with the Sportsman car and the program you've got going right now?
That's something we're looking at right now. We've been watching Justin Wright in his passage to the 358s and to the big blocks. I've run 358s in the past, and when I was down south working for Petty, I had the opportunity to drive a lot of different types of race cars. So I've gotten my feet out there and gotten a little bit wet in a couple different things that I'm looking at. And, my father and I, we're both very much watching this 305 sprint class. It's something that's intrigued both of us quite a bit. And it looks like it could be a lot of fun, so we're just kind of keeping an eye on it to see how the class does and where it goes through this year, because we're committed to the Sportsman class this year with our sponsors and, with our program. So we're looking at next year now, but we're not going to make that move until the end of the season.
How was the experience working for Petty?
I had so much fun. I had the luxuries of going to Indianapolis and getting to kiss the bricks. I've been to California. Daytona was where I was housed, and I have 500,000 miles on Daytona International Speedway. There's not a lot of people that can say stuff like that. I've gotten to visit Bristol and gotten to drive around there in a Cup car. It was probably the best thing I could have done at my young age, because it taught me car control and to be smooth, because before that, I had none of those fundamentals. I listened to everybody tell me that's what it takes to win races, but when you're 19 years old, you really don't listen to people, and unfortunately, I wish I would have.
Are you going to be taking part in that pit stop challenge that they've got at Canandaigua this weekend?
No.
No? we
try and focus on our program. Actually, the Dash for Cash that we ran in earlier the same night that we ended up winning, was the first time I've ever run in anything extracurricular other than our normal racing events, just because we try and focus on the program and focus on what the important things are. But maybe towards the end of the year we'll do one of the pit stop challenges, but right now, we've got a couple other things that we're working on.
I've heard that there's been some changing in the guard, so to say, over there at Canandaigua. Not so much changing in the guard, I guess that's not the fair way to say it. But are some of the drivers in your division running a little bit rougher?
I'm going to plead the fifth on this one. I've learned to bite my tongue over the years. I don't know if it's that people are driving rougher. It's just the competition's there, and you don't have as much time to get to the front because you're running with better quality cars and higher caliber drivers now. That it's just, unfortunately, we're in each other's real estate, but we're not out there maliciously trying to wreck one another. I'm not going to go as far as saying that, but everybody is there. We're all running for the same real estate, and the track is so fast that occasionally we're going to get into each other. It's going to happen.
Have any of the Sportsman drivers lobbied to get a longer feature so they have more time to get through the fields because the field is so stacked?
No, actually, but that is a fantastic idea. Even 5 more laps would be perfect, because it gives everybody that time to sort out and then get moving to the front.
I assume it's 20.
It's 25 right? 25 for the Sportsman and then 35 for
they're running 25 currently.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I am a big advocate. It hasn't come up, but I'm a big advocate of the Sportsman cars going to a 30-lap feature because they've got such a deep field over there.
Right.
And they've got not so much a deep field, in terms of competition, but a deep field in terms of car count. It's definitely worth it to let those guys go out there and give the sponsors the exposure, because it's got to be, by far and away, one of the most entertaining classes, because you've got so many cars coming from the back that have the potential to win and moving up to the front. You've got a lot of good cars there, and to see them move to a 30-lap feature, it's going to change the budgets a little bit, because they're going to be going through a little bit more tire, a little bit more gas,
more
and stuff
fuel,
like that.
sure.
But it would definitely be entertaining for the fans.
I wouldn't mind spending the extra couple bucks on a couple more gallons of fuel, and in the long run, it's not going to have too much of an impact on the tire wear. But it would, I would like 30 laps. When I ran the 358 with the big blocks a few times that I did, I really enjoyed the longer distance, because it takes a little while to get into your rhythm sometimes, and that extra 10 laps helped get you into your rhythm and gave you that time that you needed. We used to run only 20 laps, and then they gave us 5 additional laps and bumped it up to 25, and, everybody's liked it. So maybe it is time to propose the idea, but that's not something that's on my side.
I think it was your car at Super Dirt Week several years ago that won one of the best appearing car awards with a Valvoline paint job on it.
We didn't win Best Appearing. For some reason, we always have lost out on that, and we've always taken, some of the best-looking cars. But the Valvoline car was a big block car. We do have Valvoline as an associate sponsor of ours. But the one that won Best Appearing was a full Valvoline car. I can't remember who it was, but it was a beautiful car.
It was. I mean, how is it that a sportsman team comes to get an association with Valvoline, something like a high-profile sponsor like that?
That one I can't take any credit for. That's my father. He's won a lot of races over the years. He's one of the classiest drivers out there. I feel from how I've heard everybody speak about him, everybody has a very good respect level, and, that resonates. And you start at the local level with your local affiliates, and you just kind of move on up through, and eventually you can get those good corporate ties with companies and be able to leverage some type of better sponsorship. I can't say enough about what Valvoline does for us. The cost savings in the lubricant products that they provide us, saves us a ton of money and allows us to purchase more tires and different shock packages and, fuel and everything else that goes along with these cars.
So when you guys do the full-blown Valvoline sponsorship on your 305 Sprint cars, is it going to be painted up like Steve Kinser's car, or are you guys going to do... guys going to do your own paint scheme on it, or? Well,
Valvoline's a good sponsor of ours, but we definitely have, we're there to please Coors, Molson, Twisted Tea. They've come on board in a big way with us, this year after last year on our initial year with the sponsorship. So anybody that's affiliated with us, we do everything and anything we possibly can to help plug those sponsors and be able to get them out there and represent them to the best potential that we can, and get their name out there in a positive way instead of a negative way, like some of the people that we race with do.
Without tipping your hand, is there a way to get around that whole no alcoholic beverages in the pit area when you've got a sponsor like Molson and Twisted Tea and Coors and stuff like that?
We follow the rules.
Follow all the rules.
Follow the rules.
Way to go. That's the way to be.
Oh, absolutely. Getting thrown out over having, a couple beers in the cooler is by far not worth all the hassle and aggravation and sweat and, blood that we go through to put these cars together and keep them, at the top-notch caliber that we do.
And we got John, of course, the ultimate beer drinking fan here. How can I get a beer into a racetrack without getting caught?
Watch your mouth.
Yeah,
Don't be giving away my secrets.
I'm not going to tell how you do it. I'm just saying every track you go to now, they're going to be sitting at the gate going, "Oh, there's that Bombas guy."
Yeah, thanks. Now you just exposed me to the entire world.
On the plus side, you work at Rolling Wheels, so you can smuggle whatever you need to.
And we highly encourage everybody to, consume a Coors Light or a Molson or a Twisted Tea in a great, safe fashion and make sure they're 21.
Yes,
of
course.
With the number on the car, 21 means 21.
Drink responsibly.
That's right.
And Dean thinks he's good at plugging things.
Now that's awesome, having a guest bust Dean's chops. I love it.
Wow,
I love it.
That's awesome right there.
That was the highlight of the night.
That was good. That was good.
You've hit on a couple of them, but I know it's only that's only a handful of people that help make your cars go around. Why don't you take a minute and just kind of recognize everybody that helps keep the team going?
Right now we do have 2 cars. On my car, it's Coors Light, Molson Canadian, Twisted Tea, Uptown Auto, tar jack dippings and accessoride. Valvoline Pilot Graphic Design makes these cars absolutely stunningly gorgeous. We hope to bring home the best appearing car for him each and every time we bring the car out there, because that's what his goal is, and he provides the best looking cars. Anybody and everybody that's affiliated with our team, in a big way or a small way, some of our associate sponsors, Potter HVAC, Max Philly Steaks, which always go well with a Coors Light, I must say that.
Nice.
We have a new sponsor this last week. His name's Chad. He owns a lawn service in Canandaigua. So anybody that's affiliated with my team, I can't thank them enough. My crew is fantastic. My lovely fiance for letting me do this. My mom and my dad for giving me the best cars, the best opportunities. At the same time this year, Jenny Light and North American Breweries came on board with my dad's car. He's been trying for 10, 12 years to get Jenny on the side of a race car. Was unsuccessful forever. So, I tried to leverage my contacts, through the alcohol community, and, we used it to our advantage and got Jenny on board this year, and I personally think that's probably one of the best looking cars on the track.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Can't go wrong. Well, we sure appreciate it. Very interesting conversation. We're glad that you came on, and we look forward to catching up with you again here before too long, and you get back to Victory Lane quick.
Well, we hope to get, the number 21 Coors Light car back to, Victory Lane. Randy Williamson up at Bicknell has helped us out a ton. Thank you guys for, having a little faith and throwing your name on the side of the car. We hope to get you guys there to Victory Lane and get some more pictures for you.
Well, we always appreciate that. Next time you catch up with Rich, make sure you ask him how the soccer went, and we look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Hey, maybe we'll have to find a picture of him running down the sidelines.
That would be entertaining.
Yes, I would like to see that.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thanks.
You too, man.
Thanks, man. Great job. That was a nice interview.
That was entertaining.
That was a good one.
That was fun. That's always fun.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun. And
cool.
I'm at 3, 2, 1. Where's Dean? Where's
Yeah, I know. Where's the phone call?
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that I didn't doubt for a minute that he was going to be all over that.
Yeah,
but,
that was good. Even you gotta love when the guest calls out Dean. That makes it even better.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the all-time top 10 moments on this show.
All right, so it's 8:22. So here's what I'm thinking. We want to go to our debate topic, and then I'll try Schaefer one more time at 8:30. Because I don't know if he's in Ohio and maybe the time's different. I don't know.
Well, Ohio's the same time as us.
Is it definitely?
It doesn't change until you get as far west as like Iowa or Indiana.
No. Like in Indiana, it's an hour difference.
I don't know. So I don't know where he's at.
Ohio's funny because at one time they used to change it like half the year, and then like all the other half the year they're the same time as us, and then they're not. So it's very confusing in that it's in that middle ground. So I'm not sure where he is.
I don't know. We'll try again,
but it could be possible.
I've been trying. I'll keep trying.
Once again, we want to thank Tim Schaefer and Jeremy Wilder for being part of Tim Schaefer, if we get to him, Justin Henderson and Jeremy Wilder for being part of the 31st Lap. We encourage everybody to visit the pages on podcast.fingerlakes1.com. Check out the Facebook page. Hit us up on Twitter and iTunes. All of it's under the 31st Lap. You can find Dog and Polly, The Sauce, The Evolution, Kenny's Two Pennies, a variety of Finger Lakes One podcast and content. And, of course, to view it as it happens, check out the 31st Lap on fingerlakes1.tv. If you got something to say, ring us at 315-729-3999. And, of course, you don't want to forget, we're also on YouTube and on Stitcher Radio.
Yep, 31stlap.com. You can catch all that, and there'll be some interesting things on there. Let everybody know. We got some more decals coming in here soon. I'm picking them up this Saturday. So if you're interested in those, we'll put some information on the website how you can get your hands on those.
Yeah, I was getting yelled at last night for not having any with me because, I always carry them in my pocket.
We ordered almost 100, and we went through those in about a day.
Minutes, yeah,
so now we got I got more coming.
We got one in Amy's Checkered Flag at downtown Waterloo. The racing theme bar in downtown Waterloo.
That's cool.
That was pretty neat.
Right,
nice.
We're getting there, man.
The decal on the wall over there. That was really cool. Super Dirt Series is getting ready to race at Cornwall Motor Speedway on July 1st. That's one of the races that's coming up here. It's on the radar. The Summer Shootout, which is one we alluded to a little bit. What time does that auction start? That's the Empire
we're gonna
Super
go.
Sprints
We're going noon till I think the gates open at 5. So we're somewhere in there between 3:30, 4 o'clock ish. We'll be there all day, hanging out, having some fun. We want to make sure, though, that anybody that wants a bid on stuff, we'll have it open for a while. We're probably going to do some 50-50 stuff. I mean, we got a whole bunch of ideas of things that we want to do that day, including the auction. So, come ready, come hungry. Like I said, we're going to have the food there. And, again, we can't thank the folks at Dirt Car and Rolling Wheels enough for all the support they've given us for this show. It really means a lot to have their support. Yeah. And we do appreciate Joe and Jeff and all the guys at Dirt for helping us out. And without them, we couldn't do this show.
I forgot to tell you on the way here that I told you that last night at Penn I sat in the lawn chair section, and part of Tommy's family that we met at the wake.
Oh, was there?
Was sitting behind me.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're all like looking at each other like, we know each other, but we don't remember how. And then it all hit us like, oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, they were thrilled with what's going on, and I know it sounds like they plan to be there for the festivities, but it didn't sound like they were going to be able to stay for the race. So
hopefully they're there for some part of it. Again, as I mentioned, the T-shirts should be here soon. I got the artwork here just yesterday. Today we made a couple of tweaks to it, and it's going to be awesome. Again, Bob Herbert putting those together for us, helped us out. A big deal. So we do appreciate their support on this deal. I'm really looking forward to this event. It's going to be a great day. Going to be some fun. It'll be nice to see his family and all that together, and a good day to honor a good bud. And of course on the schedule, Empire Super Sprints. So for me, it's a double bonus. We get the Pro Stocks, and of course the Pro Stocks, Dirt Car Street Stocks together, and of course the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. So great night of rolling wheels. Come on out, have some fun. A lot of things to auction off, man. We got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I know the Danny Johnson thing everybody's excited about that. That is going to be awesome. So I know cool. I'm donating a Donnie Corrales door, Reifenberg door from Syracuse a few years ago. So we'll have that too. If you're a DC or a Lebanon Valley fan, come out, check it out. We got a whole bunch of different sheet metal and things from different guys. It's coming in daily, the stuff that we're going to have there. So
World of Outlaws late models are in town too, by the way.
Yeah.
Coming up June 26th.
Yep. I'll be out of town.
Canandaigua Motorsports Park. We initially talked about trying to do something live there, but that didn't come to pass.
It just didn't get worked out.
That didn't work out?
No, just too many other things going on, right?
There's stuff going on that night, and then same thing with July 3rd. There's already baseball games booked, so we're trying to find a way to make that happen, but it's just the parts and pieces of it aren't coming together the same way for the 26th. We will be back out on the road. That's not going to be a one-time thing.
No, we got to find the next event.
We just got to find a way to make it work. And then the Lucas Oil late models are back in town too.
They're coming back through
17th and 24th.
I think it's the 24th, the following week. Yeah, they'll be back through
at Utica Rome
and Fonda Speedway. And if you've been to any of those shows, they've been spectacular races.
There's a day in between, right? Built-in rain day.
I don't know. I believe it's back
to
back.
Is it back to back?
I think it's back to back now. It used to be a built-in rain day, but not anymore. Now they go back to back because they don't want the guys have to spend the extra money staying in town.
Right. The first year they had
the first year we had the built-in rain date. Yeah, but not anymore. We go.
It crossed my mind to try to push for that July 24th date.
Where's that? Utica.
At Utica.
I know you are
to pack everything up and go.
I know. Let's go.
Do that
late models. Show. Yeah, I know you love late models. So
I would love to do it.
I know. I feel bad. We kind of neglect late. Well, not neglected. We don't have as many contacts in the late model world that we do per se in the sprint car and modified and everything else world.
Right.
We used to.
Yeah, where are you on that, Mr.?
Well, we have
nobody has the same cell phone number anymore.
I know.
You've had one on the show. You had McCready.
Yeah, we had one. And that, you know what's funny? The night we had him on, the live feed wasn't working.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the only shows.
Was one of the only nights that we had nothing.
Nothing. We just did
had
it
a
in
recording.
Studio. Yep.
Basically turned on the tape recorder and just talked into it.
Yep. So that was.
It ended up being a good interview too.
Yeah,
it did. On the road.
It did. Yeah, T-Mac. I think it was on his way to Arizona.
I'd like to get the O show on here. It'd be cool.
Jimmy Owens would be awesome. I mean, we got some contacts. I can work through my contacts, who can work through their contacts, who can get.
I should send them something through Facebook.
You friends with them on Facebook?
The Jimmy Owens Racing update page.
Is that his
update
page?
Somebody does the updates for him.
Okay.
I don't think he does it himself, obviously, because he's out there racing. But somebody updates every time he's racing, like every lap. So, maybe I can somehow get a message to them, and maybe we could hook that up. I'll have to try that.
There you go. Try Schaefer once more. Give him a shot.
Yeah, give it a shot. We haven't had any luck getting through so far.
Well, we're going to try and get Tim Schaefer on the line one more time.
Hopefully we can. It'd be cool.
Why we got a minute? Why don't you do your? I'm sure we got a Dick
Dragon
update.
Unfortunately, I'll tell you this story because we got a couple minutes here. My computer shit the bed a week ago. Man, I can't help it. It aggravates me because I'm so far behind now.
Your language aggravates you?
No, the computer.
Oh. We were getting requests for updates on Dick Dragon.
Yeah, so I'm sure you probably were. Yeah, my computer died, so we had to get it fixed. It is now fixed, but part of my problem is I had to update the website. You have to go through a program called Microsoft Front Page.
Right.
That disk is owned by Mike Mallett. And Michael was supposed to bring the disc with him today so I could download it tonight when I go home, and then I could get to work tomorrow on the Fantasy League and update my website, but he didn't bring it with him. So now I'm delayed even longer getting this stuff together.
You'll be fine. You'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I'll be fine. The problem is I'm like 4 races behind now, and if I get any deeper, I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to catch up because it takes a long. I mean, it literally takes me all day to update that thing. It takes a long time.
Well,
I can't update it until I get the software downloaded into my computer now that it's been rebuilt.
Well,
so that's where
it was salvageable.
That's where I'm at. In the meantime, though, I do have a little bit of news. I contacted Tiana Robinson at Ransomville Speedway, and she sent me in the mail a certificate called the Family Pass. Mm-hmm. It's good for, I'm trying to remember now, I want to say 2 adults and 2 kids, I believe. The pass is, it's basically, she sent me a letter as a prize to give away for the Fantasy League. So I have a new prize now for Ransomville Speedway. It's going to be good for like any regular show the remainder of this season at Ransomville. I got to give it away, obviously, at a reasonable time to give somebody, the winner, time enough to use it. So I think what I'm going to do is probably start with the July 1st race and go like the whole week stretch of the 4th of July. I'll send out an email eventually with the exact race dates that's going to be. But the team that scores the most points throughout that stretch will win the Family Pass at Ransomville. So eventually, hopefully in the next few days, this weekend here, I hope I will get this thing fixed and we can update it. It's all dependent on the guy sitting across from me.
I told you to text me and remind me. Just because you sent me a text yesterday.
I did the last 3 days. I didn't.
You did
today
not
because
send
I
me a text today. Okay, listen.
No, I know. I
can't remember what happened.
Was enough.
I can't remember what happened yesterday or the day before that. You have to text me every day. I got too much going on.
I text him every day just to remind him that I'm still breathing.
I know.
Just because.
Well, you know, I hounded him so much prior to today. I figured that was enough.
I don't remember
because I feel like I'm hounding him too much.
I want you to hound
me. And then
me.
he forgets it.
Man,
I feel bad. I've left.
I tell you what. There's a lot of Utica Club and hate being spewed on Balmus right now in the live chat. It's getting ugly. It's getting
Utica
bad.
Club.
That's got to be Zupan.
Yeah, that's
Zupan. Zupan, the only one that drinks that garbage.
They make that crap?
Yeah, he drinks it. If it's a crappy beer, Zupan drinks it.
Oh, Jesus.
But hey, I do want to say congrats to Zupan. Bought a house this week.
Oh, cool. Good
congrats,
for him.
Zupi.
I thought I saw something about a post him.
He got confirmation.
Was moving.
I felt bad. He got confirmation Sunday night while I was announcing. He was trying to tell me, and I'm like, hey, shut up. I'm announcing.
Doug just wrote back, you got to support the local economy.
Go to Saranac Thursdays then. No, just kidding. Listen to the 31st lap. But
I'm sticking with Miller Lite.
Yeah. So we got any intro for the debate section yet?
Well, we don't yet. I don't know
why
I don't know why we overlooked that this week.
That's important. We got a new song. Got all this other stuff.
You're right, Mike.
Come on, get on top of that.
I know.
Jeez.
I know.
We're
working towards it.
I'm doing bad here. I can't get guessed nothing lately.
Wow, I'm getting
blown up right now.
Yeah, I'm getting in a lot of trouble. All
right, so we want to shift gears to our. I like using that phrase whenever we go to the debate. It's my favorite thing to use.
Terrific.
You don't even drive a stick.
I can.
I said you don't.
No comment. Anyways, used to drive stick. Actually, I got so good I didn't have to push the clutch in. That's how bad it was. But
my vehicle,
yeah, it was awesome. Yeah,
just like in a sprint car, you don't have to push the clutch.
Just put it in drive, man. You're good to go. So the debate topic: do purses matter?
Well, I mean,
of course,
I'd be happy to tackle that thing. I think that
doesn't matter how much a race pays to win.
It doesn't matter how much. Well, first of all, I think there's a common misconception between the term of purse and how much
and pay to win.
Right.
Yes.
Just because it's a $20,000 purse doesn't mean it's $20,000 to win.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So
if all the money's on top, if it's $19,500 to win and $500 for second and 0 for third, no, it doesn't help a thing. You need to take that money and spread it back through with the way that the racing economy is. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think racers. I'll be honest with you. I think racers are going to race wherever they want, and it doesn't matter what they get paid.
Racers will. Car owners will not.
Ooh,
possible. But
racers will race anywhere.
I think we've seen that more.
What the hell was that?
Well, I was trying to get Rich on the phone. He wanted.
He wants to be part of
this.
So
okay, so we'll wait for Rich.
Well, I mean, you can keep going. He can jump in.
No, but I mean, honestly, we've seen some weird things this year, and I don't think anymore that purses matter. I think it matters.
Hey, we got you.
Nowadays in today's economy,
if it's close to home,
look.
That's what people care
about.
You
own it, you look at it, man.
I don't know. So we got Rich. All right, Rich is in. So
Rich is in.
So go ahead, Rich. Do purses matter, Rich?
Do purses matter, big guy?
The higher the purse, the better the show.
Really?
That and depending on what they're going up against, as far as scheduling is concerned, if they're not going against anything and you put a high purse,
you're going to draw all the big names because they're all looking to make a little cash.
Well, my question is this, though. Look at we'll talk about Sunday at the Ridge. Paid almost $4,000 to win, and there was money spread back throughout the field.
Yeah.
And what they have, 22 cars?
Yeah, it wasn't as many as I think they had hoped.
Rich just said, it's what are you up against? Right now they're up against work. I mean, a Sunday night to put that kind of money out there is a nice move, but you're up against a lot of tough scheduling. I mean, again, timing is everything. If you do it on a Sunday night, you're not necessarily going to draw as well as if it's on either a Friday or a Saturday per se.
Well, to debate that topic, Utica draws on Sunday, and we always get cars on Sundays.
Yeah.
I
mean, is it more location?
Or is it more of the racetrack?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know exactly what you mean on the location thing, and we've seen on the Derby side of things, we've seen some really well-paying derbies that don't get attended to. Like Penn Yan is an example. Penn Yan is a great facility, and they pay well, but you have to drive around a Finger Lake no matter where you're coming from to get there, and they just don't draw. You look at some place like Glen Ridge. On a Sunday, would it have been any different on a Friday? I don't know, but look at the turnout look at some of the cars that went home at Penn Can, and that was.
That's a midweek deal,
and that was Tuesday night.
Yep. So I mean, that's not. I don't know what it is.
57 cars.
Tim McCready, Alan Johnson, they're not making the show, and they're just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, Ronnie didn't make the show.
And again, I don't know if they had mechanical issues or what got in that, but when you look at the DNQ list. And you're looking at names that are top 3 to top 5 at any track they usually roll into, then that tells me that your field was stacked, and you put on a hell of a show with a higher purse. And you're not going to draw. If you're not going to put a higher purse up, you're not going to draw cars to begin with. So without that higher purse even in effect, you're looking at a decent show maybe. You may see a decent weekly show, but I think if you're in a good scheduling spot and you're not running up against somebody's weekly night or a Sunday night where everybody's got to go to work the next day, I think you're going to see a better show just because you have better drivers, you have better names, you have better cars.
See, this is the debate topic.
I don't know about that.
Another debate topic for another week is it quality over quantity? Which do you prefer? Now that's
quality.
No, we're not getting into that. No. Save that for another time.
But as far as
different story, and that's definitely a different debate.
That we can debate next week. We have our topic for next week now. We can do that. Write that down because I like that one.
But paying the money out doesn't always guarantee you're going to get.
No, because we paid. Let's talk about this. Let's look at this. Utica Rome Speedway paid $10,000 to win and $1,000 to start for their 2 big shows the last few years. You know what? They're getting around 50 cars. But $1,000 to take the green and you're only getting 50 cars?
Right.
That's the big thing. Everyone's complaining. Well, they don't pay enough in the back.
Yeah.
$1,000, man.
Guaranteed a green if you make the show.
Plus, they used to run a B main.
Yes.
Okay? That was 20 laps, and everybody that made the B main got $200 for making the B main.
Right.
And then they would pay. The winner had a choice of $1,500 or $1,200.
$1,200, right? Yeah. Or the $1,000 to start the feature.
Or go into the feature and take your chances.
Yeah.
And you only get 50 or so cars. What's the deal there? It obviously can't be purses if they're not showing up for that money.
You want to compare? Look at Super Dirt Week. Saturday for the 358 race pays $20,000 to win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, however many cars show up for that, it's not a ton of cars.
No.
Runs against Brett Deo's show at 5 Mile with not a large purse.
No, not nearly.
And they draw 80 cars.
Right, but that's location. Again, it's location. It's not the purse. It's location.
No, that's not purse.
All day.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just purse isn't everything.
I do think location plays a part, and it plays a pretty significant part in the whole equation. But I still think any way you tie it, you put money up, and you're in a place where people can get to, and it's on a night that's convenient. You're going to draw. Most likely, you're going to draw higher quality cars. You're going to have a better set of drivers, and they're going to put on a better show. And I mean, part of the better show aspect is the racing surface.
Well,
what kind of surface is it? If the promoter and the track crew put on a poor racing surface, you're not going to see a good race.
You don't owe it.
That's the long and short of it. So I think.
I don't know. We're getting into that.
I think the big purse will get them in the gate, and the better show part, I think, is there's so many factors that go into what is going to be a better show.
Well,
what makes a better show for you.
Well, we're not getting
the guys that normally run your track, run well, and finish better and win the race.
He's never said this much to me on the phone ever.
Say what?
No, we're just busting your chops because you keep talking. We're impressed that you have been able to keep talking about. We just want to talk purses, man. Don't get into next week's debate already, okay? The better show, quality, quantity kind of thing, or any of that. That's what we're getting into.
Well, modifieds. It seems like modified drivers. This is a point that was made on here. It seems like modified drivers are the ones that care more about the purse than sportsmen or other divisions.
Yeah, you don't need a purse to get a good quality show. You can watch a lower division and get a great race.
At the same time, a $10,000 purse on what was supposed to be a Tuesday night show still brought 58 cars.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, you can go. I can remember going to Thunder Mountain for a T3 Series race. And there was like 60-something cars down there for $2,000 to win. Paid $2,000 to win. It just, I don't get it.
Is there something there that appeals to people?
Is it the small track versus the big track? Is that what it is?
Well, are they thinking that because it's T3, it's off the beaten path, that they're going to go down and cherry pick $2,000?
I don't know. It's possible.
A lot of it for me is the promoter. I mean, Brett's a perfect example. He does a great job of promoting his races, and he gets the quality cars to show up. Even though it was paying, he got more cars 2 years ago, and it paid a hell of a lot less.
Right, and I think, the deal with his show is I think it's location. You do it in the southern tier. You do anything in the southern tier. I think your location is so much easier for the Pennsy, Jersey guys to come.
because it's straight shot
right. You're not like Utica. For them to come to Utica is that extra 2.5 hours, which to you, me, or anybody else, it doesn't seem like going wrong. But if you're hauling a race car from New Jersey and you're already expensive. 5.5, 6 hours away, the cost there obviously is a lot more than just running up the Penn Can, and you don't need the expensive car, motor, all that, to run there. So that the purse I don't think plays as much of a factor. Coming to Utica, I bet you the purse has got to me.
But again, like you said, it paid $1,000 to start.
Right, where was everybody?
You didn't get them.
Yeah.
For that, you make that extra drive, don't you?
I would, but where was your guy?
Obviously you don't.
Where was your guy?
Right, exactly. Obviously you don't.
Right, right.
You're on, Rich.
I can't hear a word you guys are saying, but I heard Mike talking about location, and I think he's right to a point. But, if you're coming from New Jersey and your name's Brett Hearn and you've won pretty much everywhere, and there's a track that's 2.5 hours farther than another track that's paying another $3,000 to win, what's that extra cost of that 2.5-hour ride? If, Brett's usually pretty confident about the fact he's going to finish up front, and he's got a legitimate chance of winning every place he goes. Is he going to drive that 2.5 hours for an extra $3,000? I think with somebody in his shoes, you have to.
Well, put him in the headphones for a second.
He's spending more. He's got a race.
You know where I'm going with this, right?
I don't have any idea.
Mike's got something for you.
Who did he just use as an example?
He used Brett Hearn.
Who was not at Penn Can last night?
Oh, yeah.
Brett Hearn.
He was among the missing.
He was not at Penn Can last night.
Of all the notables, he was the biggest name that was not there.
Maybe he had a soccer game to go to.
Actually, he
just couldn't make the show. I was just using Brett as an example.
I know, but as soon as you said it, I had to run you.
He stated that he was regrouping. I don't know. He's done a lot of winning. I don't know what he's regrouping
we got some folks that are weighing in here.
What do we got? Some comments
too. Trying to pick which one to start with. Car owners not as skilled as the guys who race all the time. Put big name drivers in your cars like Varon in Series car or somebody in Bateslow's car to aim for the big money. How many teams are left that have backing to field a car to compete with teams like Hearn, John White's Gypsum teams, Horton, Shepard? That's another thing that people need to think about, and that's one of the reasons why you don't see 70 more cars for those events. You can put any schlep behind the wheel, but all you're going to do is end up having to buy a new car. There's a couple other good points there too. You're talking about dollars and cents on that side of it. Do the big purses draw any better? You're putting big money up there for teams that are already making big money like the modifieds. You tend to draw better when you put together big money events for smaller divisions. When you look at stuff like the sportsman division, or you look at the street stocks and stuff like that, that is also going to be a smaller investment, and you're probably going to draw a little bit more in terms of car count. I don't necessarily you're going to draw so much in fans.
That's what my argument would be there. I mean, you might draw you're going to draw the cars. I mean, you might pay $2,000 for a sportsman race. I don't know how many cars you're going to get, depending on what rules you run and so on and so forth. Yeah. But what's the draw for the fan coming in the front gate? If I'm going to see sportsmen and pro stocks and pure stocks. No offense to those divisions. I'm not saying that, but most people, I mean, a lot of people go to the races, they're there for the headline division. You know that, I know that, we all know that, because when the modifieds are done, people leave. They go home.
You can draw from a greater base when you have the modifieds.
Right. You have a bigger fan base. But, of course, you can pay $2,000 to win for a sportsman show, get 100 cars, and you only need half as many fans to pay the bills. So there's a give and take with both sides of that, too.
And as Rich will tell you here in a second, he's very familiar with the sportsman division and stuff like that. It's usually just as good, if not better, racing. Right, Rich?
Yeah. Watching from the stands, I would agree. Sitting in the cockpit, I don't know if I would agree about necessarily better racing. I think that depends on where you go when you're the guy sitting in the cockpit. What track are you at? Who are you racing with? On what the better racing is. But and that's a whole other debate with the creeps. When you put 20 to 30 crate sportsman cars together, in theory they are the same car, and there's 3 or 4 that shake themselves loose and run out front, and the rest are just jammed up on top of each other. And at that point, is it really better racing, or is it more of a pinball game? And I've been in the pinball game scenario before, and it's not a lot of fun. And that goes back to dollars and cents. If you're going out and you got a lot more cars because it's a higher purse, they're going to be racing a hell of a lot harder to get that money at a sportsman level, as opposed to some of the other levels, because you don't make money. And occasionally you end up costing yourself a lot more money, or somebody else a lot more money, because, hey, it's a higher dollar show, I'm going to move this guy because he's not moving fast enough. So, and from the stands, I think that's better racing. I think it's fun to watch. But from a race team standpoint, do you really want to go out and race for that extra, $2,500 that's put up, when you know the likelihood of leaving, after getting cradled onto your trailer is a lot higher?
Well, I mean, that's another good point. Is how much do you actually profit when you're part of those bigger purse events, because you've got additional wear and tear outside of your regular program if you didn't plan for it, and you also got the potential of tearing up a car. If you gotta muscle your way through the field and you rip the Nerf bars and the bumpers and stuff like that off of it, by the time you get to the front, now you've already spent that money that you're potentially going to gain.
I think it depends on where you go, where you're racing too. Depends on the style of racing. If you go to a big wide open track, you can use Fulton or Utica or Canandaigua, any of those bigger tracks. Now, when you wreck at a higher speed place, usually the wreck's a lot more, but you're not going to have that body damage. You're not going to be ripping Nerf bars off like you are, say, if you're on one of those small little short tracks beating and banging.
Last night there was a lot. It was rough.
But that's again, that's a byproduct. You and I joke about racing at Grandview. Those guys beat on each other week in and week out, and it's a short track. That's I guess it's
for whatever reason it's acceptable there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that kind of racing, but it happens at Grandview, and again, they pay a lot more to win there.
They do,
but
nice payout there.
Yeah, but
a weekly show.
Beat the living crap out of your car week in and week out. I mean, I guess there's benefits to everything. You can go to these higher dollar shows. Of course, you can run against bigger name guys and so on and so forth, whether you're support class or modified class. But ultimately, when you boil down the purses, guys are going to go where they want to go, regardless of what you pay. The only guys you're catering to, I think, with the big money shows, and we've pretty much all agreed on this, is the big name teams. The guys that, the Shepherds, the Hearns, the Deckers, the
Wards. That's what a lot of people have said on the chat, that they're, the big money is nothing more than a big worm on a hook to get those big drivers to come, and basically you're advertising a star-studded field, basically, and trying to draw fans by throwing big dollars out there.
And that's what the Super Dirt Car Series has always done. We can guarantee you these guys follow the tour. If you want to come see Jimmy Phelps, Matt Shepard, those guys, come to a Super Dirt Car Series race. And that's what the Super Dirt Car Series is always guaranteed. You were going to get the best and the best because it's the highest paying purse out there, and the biggest point fund of any touring modified series you're going to have. And that's why all those guys, a lot of the bigger name guys racing for money, that's where they go. So.
The best of the best. I mean, and this is
it's not anymore.
Well, third or fourth different debate topic we could go to. Is that really the best of the best on the Dirt Car Series when you don't get to see
not anymore?
A lot of these PA and Jersey drivers, they don't, and some of that is track rules from where they run, and they're running a different type of car. But even when they're on the same playing field as far as tech is concerned, you don't see a lot of those guys coming up to run that series for points. You don't see them coming to run every series race that their car puts on.
I think
yes, we are getting the best of the best out of New York, but are we getting the best of the best, period?
Well, we can debate where the best sprint or best modified drivers are all night long. We can sit and talk. I mean, this is another whole topic, and I think racing this day and age, what's funny? I just finished reading. Hold on, Rich. Can you hear me? I just finished reading the Utica Rome book yesterday. I read the whole thing in like 2 days. Home of Heroes. Great, awesome book. And it talked about the modified guys, the pavement modified guys back in the 60s, 70s, running up and down the coast for, they'd race one race in Virginia and then they'd fly to Utica to race Sunday night. It was crazy, the stuff they used to do. But those purses, you look at modified purses, they have not changed really from 1985 to 2012. I mean, they're still the same amount of money to win and so on.
Yeah.
And plus, what's the incentive for guys in PA now to travel when they have so many big money races in their own state? There's no need to come up to New York.
Those Grandview Big Diamond guys will tell you what they're racing for on a weekly basis on Friday and Saturday. That makes no sense to go race these $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 races where they got to travel 4 and 5 hours to get there, buy a different brand of tire. It just doesn't make any sense. It's not financially. It doesn't compute financially at all.
Yeah, I mean,
you sweep Big Diamond and Grandview, you're talking $5,500.
Yeah, it's not a bad
for two weekly shows.
Right.
It's like 60 laps or 55 laps.
It's the same reason. I mean, we can talk about sprint cars too. Their purses are so good at Williams Grove. I mean, they're $3,300 to start, and plus there's bonuses for passing cars, all that stuff. They don't need to travel to Ohio or any of these other places. They can race in PA for the same amount of money they're racing
season long.
Right. So and that's probably part of it too. Again, it's more location than it is per se purse. Now I still think though, even if the purses were lowered there, they still would race at those two places.
I do too.
Most of them. I mean, there might be
because they don't have all the silly traveling.
No, you're running.
Those guys don't want to do that.
Right.
Very few of them do.
Right.
Every once in a while somebody will get the opportunity to break away with the right team or whatever, but somehow they always end up back.
Yeah. All right. Right. So
final word, Rich.
I still think your bigger purses are still going to draw a different field. I'll leave it at different, Mike, so we don't get into that debate topic. I think you're going to draw a different field, which is in turn going to create a better racing show for the fan that's sitting in the seats that's paying the ticket admission to watch a race.
John?
To me, the money, yes, it'll bring better quality teams, but that doesn't guarantee you a quality race. I mean, you can go to where there's the best teams in these 3 or 4 states here and see a shitty race.
Man, tonight, Bombas.
I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know. He can't.
Jeez. I'm just in one of the moods.
God. Me personally, I don't think. I think purse is a small part of the puzzle as to why guys go where they go. The big name guys will go for purse. Every other guy has a totally different reason. And and I know there's races that guys don't show up at, the lower buck guys, because they know the big name guys are going to be there, and they're like, well, I'm not going to make it, or I don't have a chance to win, so I'm not going to go. So, I mean, I think purses are somewhat irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Especially big name guys, maybe not so much. They're all about the purse. But the lower name guys, it's I want to race close to home. I want to have a chance to win. And if that all works out, then that's that. But, again.
I think a lot of it comes down to potential. When you look at dollars out there as what you have the potential to win and what you have the potential to make just for making the feature, a lot of guys will weigh what my odds are going to be of doing well at this race before they go out, and that will either hurt or harm, or help or harm that field. I don't think it comes down to doesn't come down to real dollars. It comes down to real chances.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, good call.
Rich, we're glad that you were able to make it on with the soccer season. Are you going to be here next week or what?
I have to actually look at the schedule. I'm not sure what it is. There's a few. I think she's got 7 games scheduled through maybe the first weekend in August. So I don't know about next weekend yet because they haven't even really told us about next week. So
gotta love
that is up in the air. This is what happens when you put your kids in a very youth league at age 5 and it's run by volunteers.
Well, we wish you the best with it, and there's an open chair here waiting for you when the season's over with, or however far it goes.
Well, I think we're gonna have maybe one of those every other week or hit and miss, miss 2 and hit 2. I think it's along those lines. But regardless, I will be more than happy to call in with a debate and see who we can line up for interviews and keep this ball rolling.
Well, we're going to use the other phone, I'll tell you that right now, because I've been getting text updates and it's been beeping through the microphone. And,
that's awesome.
And the audio level absolutely sucks on my cell.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Oh.
That's all right. We'll work it in next week.
Yeah, we'll get you. One way or the other, we'll get you.
We'll figure it out for sure, but we also need to look into one of them mobile apps because it was driving me nuts to sit there and watch 5-year-olds chase this little ball around the field and not be able to watch.
Well, we'll see what we can do. Listen, I'm still just trying to get us so the phone hooks up to the freaking mixer board over there. That's still my goal. Every time I see Jim, I will mention that. And if he's listening, Jim, I want the phone connected to the mixer board. I'm just throwing it out there, man.
Well, Rich.
We'll put the mobile app on the list of crap to do.
Yeah, to-do.
To-do list.
But hey, listen, guys, I appreciate you taking the phone call. And
I believe
the remainder of the show.
I believe you appreciate us making the phone call.
Yeah, right.
Checking in here on the Kindle to listen to what I missed.
All right.
All right, man.
Have a good one, brother. See you, man.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
All right.
All right. Well, let's wrap that up. So next week, quality versus quantity. I can't wait for that one.
That one's gonna be.
I'm going to disagree with both of you, and I can't wait.
You don't even know what our argument is.
I know what you're both going to take.
No, you don't. You say that every week.
I know where you're going to go. You're so predictable, John.
You never know.
I knew what you were going to take tonight, too.
Here's a couple more arguments that came in through the live chat. If you're winning 4 new racers for finishing 10th, who's not going to run there? Drivers want to win big events, not necessarily the big purse shows. If you think the big purse is going to draw cars, what about the $50,000 to win or $50,000 76er? How many cars will that have? Money makes the racing world turn left. Guys like Shepard race to eat, just like Danny, and they want the big money. So a lot of different perspectives online.
Nice.
I think we got a lot of different perspectives here.
Yep.
Some of them we could hear, some of them we couldn't, because of the love of our cell phones. Yeah, interesting angles. Now, the quality versus quantity thing. I think that's going to really light some fires when we get that going next week.
Yes, it will.
I thought for a minute that I was just talking to myself.
No,
I didn't know what happened.
No, it will. I'm just already thinking about it in my head. That's the thing. I'm ready to go right now.
Piecing your arguments together.
Between that and I got to pee, so kind of both of them working it out.
Oh. Well, I mean, we're coming up on an hour 45 anyway. So if you got any last plugs, we'll go ahead and turn.
I don't know what happened with Schaefer. I texted him at 6:30. Like, we'll call you in an hour. Okay,
it happens, man. I know he might have been expecting a phone call from your cell phone and didn't recognize the 315.
I don't know. Who knows?
Hey, it's happened to me.
I know.
Did you tell him that we would be calling from a studio line?
Yeah, but like we joke, he's a sprint car driver. He's been upside down a lot, so
yep, you'll have that.
We've all been there, just like me. Yeah, no, but even me, you can tell me something 15 times and I still forget, right, John?
Yeah.
Plugs. The Tom Ames race, man. It's coming up. Dedication to dirt track racing at the Rolling Wheels Raceway. Come on, be there July the 3rd. All day event, noon till whenever. Don't forget your Polish horseshoes because I'm going to try to get something going with that. I got my boards.
Well, have you figured that out yet?
I'd like to I'd like to do a Polish horseshoes tournament at some point during the day.
I would.
Everybody chips in money and then $5 a team or something, and we'll go from there. Maybe blind draw. Who knows how we'll do it? But I think it'd be fun. If anybody hasn't played washers, it's the same thing.
I'm all for that. The only thing that would concern me is keeping track of the washers because I won't be able to watch it.
Yeah, I know you won't be able to babysit because you'll have to work. So
and those things are very hard to find.
Yeah, I know.
So if you lose one, you're screwed.
Why don't you spray paint them?
They are.
They're spray painted. They're spray painted.
And then put a blue tarp down around the area where the.
Well, no, he just doesn't want to lose them when he goes to work and then he leaves somebody like me in charge of them.
Yeah,
that scares him.
Yeah,
no faith in me to remember something.
Well,
I don't know why.
There's going to be a lot of people around, and you don't know where they.
Somebody's going to steal your washer.
Well,
John.
Not stealing them.
They're going to steal them and scrap them.
Somebody's just messing around. They roll off. That's they're very hard to replace. That's what I worry about.
I know they are pain. Yeah, I know.
Let me know what you need,
dude. They're like this big around though.
You don't even know what the hell we're talking about, do you?
Yeah, actually, thanks for the credit.
I can show you. They're in my car.
It's a six-head world you live in, John.
Huh?
You take that game on the road? Seriously?
Oh boy. Okay.
They're always in my car.
We're there. Yeah, everywhere we go, and it's fun. Good time. So
good. Yes. I was just trying to offer you a way that you could maybe relinquish a little bit of that hypertension about the losing the washers. But
we're good.
Are you going to buy me a set?
He's fine. John, let it go, man.
Sweet,
just let it go.
Christ, they're washers. I will buy you a set of washers.
They're big ones, though.
You don't find these in any store.
Yeah, I know. The Derby
then
drivers,
where do you get them?
The Derby drivers.
I don't know where Bob gets them. You'll have to ask him. I don't know where he gets them.
We're on Pull a Short Shit. Well, let's get back to racing, and then we can talk about this when we're done.
We're going
to try to have that. Again, it is July the 3rd, Rolling Wheels Raceway. Be there. It's going to be a great show. We're working on getting as many of the big-name pro stock guys as we can. We're talking to them. I know I'm going to be pounding the pits on this week, talking to different guys every track I go to, seeing what kind of pro stock guys. And we're working on the purse guys, as much money we can raise. We want to pay, we want to pay some good money for this race, and we think we got the prizes and things to pay some nice money. We've already got a $500 donation into the purse. All the money from the T-shirt sales. Basically, we're asking for donations for the T-shirts, too. Minimum is $10 donation. But everything, again, it's all going to the purse.
With all the contacts you have, which you probably wouldn't be a bad move to do, is get a hold of some of the tracks that run that division cars.
Yep.
And put qualifiers out there this weekend and next weekend.
We want to see if we can do something like that. We'll definitely, I'll talk to Adam Ross. Him and I are co-coordinating this event. Dirt Car's already working with us great. Like I said, they're giving the driver a free pit pass.
How can you go wrong?
So the driver gets in free. And right now it pays a minimum of $50 to take the green. We want to make it more. Our goal is $100 to take the green. If we get there, I don't know. But that's our goal. That's where we want to be at, minimum. So we're working on it. We're working towards it. We just have some great people come on board to help us out. But we're going to keep going. And everything to do, like we said, all the money we raise from the shirts, into the purse. All the money we raise from the auction, into the purse. All the money we raise from the barbecue, selling hot dogs, hamburgers, and sodas and stuff, into the purse. So everything we raise, everything we do is going into this purse. So please, we want to get cars, we want to get people, we want to have a good time, and we want to remember our good friend Tom Ames.
Yes.
That's not here with us anymore, and we want to take a day and do what we know he would love to do. And that's hang out at the races, have some fun, have some food, have some drinks, and BS about racing, like what we do here each and every week. And it's I know if Tommy was still around, we were doing this. We call him, hey Tom, want to come on the show? He'd be here as fast as he could get here. So
yep.
That's what we hope to do. Again, that's July the 3rd out Rolling Wheels Raceway. And, again, with the Empire Super Sprints. So it should be a great night of racing.
Yeah.
Plugs? What do you got?
Not a whole lot. There hasn't been a whole lot going on other than, like I said earlier, thank you to Tana Robinson and Ransomville Speedway for donating the Family Pass towards the Fantasy League. And as I said, once I get the software uploaded into the computer and I can actually update the website with the new point stuff and all that, and I'll do my weekly email update eventually once it's all done, and I'll put the information about how you can win the Ransomville Family Pass in the email. So that's about it.
And one more thing, Chris, I do want to add that we put a sponsor proposal together this week. If you're looking interested in advertising here on the show, it will be up on the website very shortly. I will have the PDF file up. You can check it out.
Can I have my Thunder back?
Oh, you're going to do that?
Yeah, that's my plug.
Damn it. Go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
Again, 31stlap.com is where the information is. Go ahead, Chris.
31stlap.com. I was going to go ahead and mention that we did have we got a full-blown sponsor proposal put together. It's going to be available on 31stlap.com. You can go there to find all sorts of... You can go there and find the archives. You got links to the YouTube.
Yeah, I linked everything.
Everything.
Yeah, makes Twitter, it a lot easier.
Facebook. Be sure to check out Facebook. Over the next several weeks, we're going to be having different photos uploaded and stuff like that. I know Smash Empire Films has been doing a lot with uploading photos from last year's events and stuff like that. We've been getting a lot of foot traffic there, so we're going to start sharing that stuff with 31st Lap, and we're going to keep trying to keep one hand washing the other and keep this thing going, because we've had a lot of growth so far, and we don't want to let it die now.
Nope.
It's only getting ready to take off. And, of course, be sure to check out Rolling Wheels Raceway, rollingwheelsraceway.com, and visit Dirt Track Digest. Find out more about that Tom Ames race. You can't go wrong.
It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's it?
Well, I think that indeed is it. We've covered pretty much every topic that we could possibly cover. I went ahead and transitioned to that too early. Now, we just bounced that one up the wall. There we go. So
nice
that'll do it
job.
for this week. It's always great to have you along. For Mike Mallett, John Baumas, and Rich Post, thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll see you right back here next week on the 31st Lap.
www.fingerlakes1.com.